Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu has mocked Nigerians doing menial jobs abroad, saying that they are doing jobs that they refuse to do at home. The senator turned first lady, who is the wife of the Nigeria's president, Oluremi Tinubu. He mocked Nigerian young men who have relocated overseas in search of greener pastures for taking on jobs that they refuse to do at home. Now, the first lady spoke in a recent interview with Arise News. She regretted that Nigerians with their level of education left the country to take up menial jobs such as driving taxi to make a living at the expense of their dependents who they abandon at home. She said, and I quote, she said, "Look at all these people saying they are going to Japan. They go there. What work are you going to do? You know, work that you refuse to do at home, where you have loved ones. You will now end up to go and do there. With all their education, they are driving cars, but they won't drive cars here. But they won't drive cabs here." End of quote. Now, you and I know that due to the worsening insecurity in Nigeria and the economic hardship in the country and lack of opportunities in Nigeria, a whole lot of young men and women are leaving Nigeria, going overseas in search of greener pastures. And I can tell you for free, if this country is good, many of these people will not go there, will not leave the country. Because if you ask yourself, how many Americans do you think have you seen going outside America to go and look for a job overseas? How many Britons have you seen go outside Britain to go in search of greener pasture in America or in other parts of the world? Even in the Asian tiger countries, how many times have you seen somebody from Singapore, somebody from Malaysia going to look for greener pastures? People always leave for greener pastures when things are not right with their country, when things are wrong with their country. When you hear today that America is the land of the immigrants, it is because there was a time of the Irish immigrants. The people of Ireland was unsettled. The people from Ireland, Irish Americans, their ancestors began to leave Ireland in droves because Ireland was in a terrible shape. Similarly, the Philippines, they supply the bulk of the nurses around the world. The Indians are living there was a time Indians were leaving their country in droves, but now there is a reversal. Many Indians are going back home to invest. And already, if you look at the social media space, you find that Indians are in charge of top companies. You see Indians in charge of Google, Indians in charge of so many other social media platforms, because they have elevated themselves to the level that they can compete with Americans toe to toe in the issue of technology. So anytime you see a wave of immigration from a country, it is largely because the people in that country have failed. There was a time Italians were also living in droves going to the United States. That was the time when there was so much spaces left ungoverned. People are leaving Sicily and going to New York. And of course, sometimes they carry the criminality in Sicily to New York and elsewhere. So that is one of the things that do happen in society. Anytime there's a problem, people like to leave that environment. So what is happening in Nigeria is typical of all countries in which their leaders have failed to do the needful for the people in that country. If they are able, if they have freedom, they would like to live. In countries like North Korea, the people would like to live, but their country, their leaders do not support such movement. So what Nigerians are responding to is responding to the failure of leadership in Nigeria. So it is not for the First Lady to make mockery of them. In fact, she should be among those who should be blamed for the reason why the youths are leaving the country in droves. Because let us even look at it passionately, or dispassionately if you like. These people she's mocking, they contribute a lot to the GDP of Nigeria. Because the last time I checked, in 2021, the diaspora remittances to Nigeria was about $21 billion. In 2023, perhaps because of the poor economic policies of the APC, as Tinubu get to power, the remittances has fallen to $20 billion. Now, that amount, these amounts of dollars coming into the country is a significant contribution to the Nigeria's GDP and economic development at home. So it's not something that the First Lady should use it to sort of mock Nigerians who go abroad and they left job that they should have been doing in Nigeria and go abroad to do that. Now, these people she was mocking, they didn't abandon their home. He said they abandoned their loved one. They didn't abandon their loved one. Many of them are remitting money for the payment of the school fees of their children, for those who are married, for the payment of the school fees of their young ones who are still in Nigeria. Many of them remit money from the taxi driving to build houses, to contribute to the real estate development of the country. The many people in US or abroad who bring in dollars into this country, remittances to their families, have been known to contribute to the bridging the gap of housing deficit in Nigeria. They send money home to build houses either in the cities or in the rural areas, in their home states. This is what he's making. These are the people she's making mockery of. And he said that they should have stayed here in Nigeria. Stay here and do what? With the level of the naira to the dollar, what would they be doing in this country? Okay, look at it. The kind of money these young men and women remit back home, even as taxi drivers or other menial jobs she was talking about, have been able to provide homes for their families, which many retired teachers, many retired civil servants who are honest, who are not corrupt, cannot be able to do. How many civil servants who are honestly earning their pay can boast of a roof over their head after retirement? Is that what you want the young men to stay in Nigeria and continue to do? Is it not better that a young man is a taxi driver in New York, in London, in Paris, than to be a teacher that will retire after 35 years. He can't even get his pension. He can't even get his gratuity. He can't even afford to send his children to university. His salary and all his earnings cannot be able to afford to pay for a federal university education for his children, the way that the Tinubu administration have been supporting the hiking of school fees in federal universities and state universities. Is it not better to be a dishwasher in New York and earn dollars than for you to be a professor in Nigerian university when you cannot afford to train your children even in the best of private universities in Nigeria? What's she talking about? What is she talking about? It is because they have destroyed the naira. That's why it doesn't worth anything. People really don't need the naira. People are going for where they can get a dollar that has money that has value, so that they can contribute to the welfare of their children, their families. And with the amount of money they remit, which is even part of the money they use in running the country, in terms of the forex market. She should even be clapping for those Nigerians who went abroad, who are educated, but went abroad to drive taxi, for their courage, for their wiseness in abandoning a salary, 30,000 naira minimum wage salary, to go to America, where they drive taxis and earn more than the principals of schools, vice chancellors of universities, to take care of people at home and also contribute to the development of the country by making sure that there is a dollar available for those who are in the productive sector to be able to import materials from abroad. Unlike now, when these people now bring in the dollars are hijacked by politicians who use it to bribe delegates and who spend it more than, who prefer to spend the dollar instead of the naira in our country and help to worsen the state of naira in Nigeria. And incidentally, I learned that Oluremi Tinubu himself, the husband of the First Lady, was a taxi driver in US before. So why was he in US driving cab? Why was Oluremi Tinubu driving cab? As a patriotic Nigerian, he ought to have stayed home and been driving cab in the streets of Lagos. Why did he have to go to New York? Does it mean there are no cabs to drive in Nigeria? There are no, Tinubu couldn't see a vehicle to drive in Lagos as taxi, that he had to go to US to drive it. So he should have first of all asked her husband, why did he have to go to US to drive a cab when he could have been driving cab in Lagos? Or people, they just, if they don't know what to say, is it not better for them to just keep quiet? Because the japa something is not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing that people are jackpying from Nigeria, because the way Nigeria is, jackpying is even part of the thing that will save Nigeria. It's not a bad thing. So for you, people condemning jackpying as if jackpying is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Because if jackpying is a bad thing, why are many of our leaders sending their children abroad to go and study? In any case, why are the children of Oluremi Tinubu studying in American universities? Why are they not in Nigerian university? We have universities in Nigeria. We have Lagos State University, LASU. We have University of Lagos, UNILAG. So which course are they studying in United States? The Tinubu family member, Oluremi Tinubu's children. Let's be specific. Why are her children studying in the United States? Why did they study in the United States? Why didn't they go to UNILAG or LASU? Which course did they do that are not available at UNILAG or LASU? To show that they are patriotic more than those who left. Now look at the issue of the doctors leaving Nigeria for greener pastures. Many of them would have stayed behind if they have good equipment to work with. That was why Sani Abacha described the hospitals in Nigeria as mere consulting clinics. And it has remained so, sadly, since Abacha made that his infamous broadcast. It has remained mere consulting clinics. No equipment. And Oluremi Tinubu was governor of Lagos State for 8 years. Which hospital did he equip very well in Lagos? So that doctors could stay behind and practice in Lagos effectively. Which hospital did he equip very well in Lagos? I can bet there is none, because if there is, then why is he going all the time to London and Paris for medicals? Why don't he stay in Lagos and receive his medicals in an environment where people love him? Because the wife was talking about the fact that people will live where they are loved and go to another country to go and be cab drivers. Tinubu is loved in Lagos, we presumed, having been in charge of that state for so long. So why didn't he stay in Lagos and receive his medicals? Why does he have to go to US, or go to London or to Paris to receive his medicals? The truth remains that the people are jackpying because the leaders, including the First Lady, who was in the Senate for about 12 years, and her husband, has made Nigeria a living hell, where life has become short and brutish. So this is a country that was a very promising country, but the leaders of Nigeria, as a result of ethno-religious reasons, have turned Nigeria into a living hell. Today, Nigeria has become a safe haven for kidnappers and other outlaws. Ask yourself, you can go and Google it. Is there any other country where there are mass abduction of school children except in Nigeria? Such a country, if you have your way, would you like to stay there? Wouldn't it be safer for you, if you can, to move yourself and your children out of it? Because Nigerian leaders have failed. Even kidnappers cannot be contained. Kidnappers are giving orders to those in authority, demanding outrageous ransoms that has made Nigeria a laughingstock among Committee of Nations. Instead of addressing this problem, the problem that is driving away Nigerians, they are busy mocking those who have succeeded in living, and are even remitting money to help rectify the damage they have done, the leaders have done over the years. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, Google will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.